All right, so video number one. Today we are here in Ilwaco, which is close to Cape Disappointment, which is the furthest south beach in the state of Washington. We're going to do some thrifting, but my channel is going to be a little bit different than most. There's a lot of reselling channels nowadays, but mine is going to be a little bit different, but I'll explain that at the end of the video here. But for now, let's just hit up some thrift stores. I don't know how good of content today is going to be because I've never been to these thrift stores, but let's go check it out. So right now we're stopped in traffic, but this is the Columbia River, and the ocean is that way. And so we're about to travel into Oregon. That's Astoria right there. Yeah, and we'll go to the Goodwill over here first, and then we'll just hit up some small thrift stores and see what happens. We're at the Goodwill here. I believe it's in Warrenton. It looks like there's quite a few cars here. It looks like it's a decent sized one too, so you know, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, let's just get in there and I'll show you guys if I find anything. In the Goodwill, it always seems to be a little bit loud, so I decided to just do a voiceover here. But first thing I found when walking in was this pretty cool Spawn figure. It was probably a 12-inch tall one. It was really cool, but there was some damage to the top, and just at that price, there's no money to be made. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a dent there. The next thing I found was the sealed box of railroad chalk. It doesn't sell super well and it takes up a ton of room, and I just can't afford that right now, so I decided to leave it. Next, I was looking through the ties and I found this one, and it was from the Smithsonian collection. I thought it was going to be worth something, but I looked it up and it just doesn't sell. So yeah, Goodwill in Astoria here ended up being a complete bust. It is a little bit later in the day. It's, I think, like around 1 o'clock right now. But Mondays, it's a Monday, and Mondays typically do really well for me. So I don't know, but it's all good. It was a really good sized thrift store, and there weren't as many people as I thought. And it was really clean too. I've never seen a Goodwill that clean, and very friendly people. So, you know, it was a good one. On to the next one. Here we are now at the next stop, which is, it's called Northwest Community Alliance. I guess it's a thrift store here in Astoria. All right, so another bust. That's okay. What we might end up doing is just skipping over to tomorrow here pretty quick, because everything so far has been a bust. You guys didn't see it, but I went into an antique shop earlier too, and also a bust. I went back to the same Goodwill in Astoria, and I found these really cool Disneyland figurines, but as you can see, one of the ears was broken off. I thought this trip was going to be another bust until I found all these vintage sports pennants. One of the employees had stopped me and told me that he only put these out about 30 minutes prior. I told him that I was pretty surprised no one had picked them up already. All in, I think I counted that there were 15 total, and most of them aren't worth a ton. They usually go 10, 20, 25, but there was one or two of them that went for about 45 or more. The one that was worth the most was a little bit of a surprise to me, but you'll see it here in a second. It was the San Francisco Giants Candlestick Park pennant. Candlestick Park closed in 1999, and so I suppose it makes sense that's a little bit of a collector's item. They were only $1.99 a piece, and since it was in Oregon, there was no tax. As you can see, some of them are damaged, so I left some of them behind, but at that price, maybe I should have grabbed them all. Tell me what you would have done, and if I should have grabbed them all. Next, I found this sculpture. I think it's a pelican. I looked this artist up. It looks like the artist was pretty popular in the 80s, but as you can see right there, it says 2007, and this is some kind of remake. With traveling, I have to be cautious what glassware items I do and don't buy, but this was a brand that I had never bought before. As you can see, it does say Fire King on the bottom there, but it only goes for about $10. Another brand that I had never bought before was Department 56, but at $25 a piece for these sets, there's no money to be made. Alright, so I'm looking at all of these hats, tons of vintage ones in here. I already picked out all these, some pretty cool ones and everything. So, just kind of looking through the rest here. I'll show you if I find anything else. So I just asked if they had any video games, and they pointed out all these. There's nothing here really, but I did find some hats and a couple other things. I haven't really been able to film much in here, but I found this as a Disneyland tag on there. Ray-Ban's case, I don't know if I'll get that. A mug, nothing too crazy, but that. And then, yeah, several hats. And they told me $1 each on these, so I'll grab a few of those. Okay, so we are out of there. So let me show you what I got there. So it's nothing too crazy, but you know, and it's not in perfect shape, but the color seems to be all there. It doesn't seem to be faded at all. I don't think with any of these, I don't think there's really any fading. I just enjoy places that are from specific areas. I don't know if there's a market for it, but if there's not, like, I'm fine keeping it. So then there's this one. This one, it's like a satin texture to it. Just gonna need to clean up this underside right there. Other than that, I think it's like good to go. This one, I tried looking this up. I wasn't finding a ton of information, but there are several hats for this event from different years, and so I decided to take a chance on it, since this one is vintage. The other ones weren't vintage. It was like 2010 and stuff. And then this one, it's obviously, what was that, like wool, I think? And yeah, I think this one's good to go. Another one that, really all of these I could keep. We did end up getting this Ray-Ban's case. It's in good shape. When I was checking out, she just threw it in. She didn't even charge me for it. And those Ray-Ban's cases don't go for very much. They go for like $7, I think, last time I checked. It also has like a manual or something in there, but I'll either just sell it like that or I'll pair it with a pair of Ray-Bans when I get them. Next, I got all these vintage pins. They were all 50 cents a piece. I've never sold pins before, but I decided I'd give it a shot for that price. There were honestly, probably a few hundred in there. I did get that Ralph Lauren mug. I don't think it's worth a ton, like $15, but it was kind of just in my cart when I was checking out, and I was like, oh, I forgot about that. I forgot to look it up. So, oh well, I just took a chance on it. I took a chance on a lot of the stuff I grabbed here, like all these pins, all these hats. You know, there's no comps. It's just taking a risk, but educated risk. Lastly, from that thrift store, I grabbed this Stitch, like, kids hat. I grabbed it because it has a Disneyland tag. I looked it up, though, and I think these things used go for, like, $7. In with all the pins, I forgot there was this belt buckle. It's kind of hard to see with all the packaging, but basically it says International Society of Oilfield Trash member. And so it's a belt buckle. And I just kind of took a gamble on this thing because for $2, I figured, it might be worth $5. I don't know. But since it said member, I decided to take a chance on it. And the most recent comps for are 30 free shipping and 40 free shipping. So I think for $2, that's fine. There's a little bit of green right there, if you can see that. But I think I can still make a decent amount of money on it, no matter what. Even like $20 or something. So I think that was a good find. After that, I went to the thrift store literally next door. And they had a few things that I got as well. I didn't film in there at all. There were just people everywhere. So I was kind of like, I'll just show you what I got. So first, I got this Spaghetti Establishment hat. You know, it's vintage and everything. Paid $3 for it. It's not a crazy deal. I looked it up. This place went out of business, I think, in '98. Then I also got this Astoria forward hat. It's in a little bit rough shape. It needs some reshaping. It was also $3, but I figured, why not? And then lastly, I got this Harley Davidson motorcycle plate frame, and I paid $5 for it. I'm not gonna make crazy profit on it. I'm probably gonna make like $10 after all the fees and everything. If they have a specific dealership on them, they tend to do better, it looks like. But nonetheless, this is just too cool to pass up, I think. So I guess right now is as good a time as any to explain what my plan is. So basically, what I'm gonna do differently is I'm actually gonna be traveling the country, the United States, and I'm gonna be going to thrift stores all over the country. I'm originally from the Tacoma, Washington area, and so yeah, we're just starting here on the coast of Washington and Oregon, and we'll go from there. I think the next stop is probably looking like Montana here pretty quick, but we're kind of just going with the flow, kind of seeing how it goes, what happens. So if that's something that you enjoy, stick around. If it's not, no worries. I hope this is the kind of thing that you enjoy, and if it is, I look forward to enjoying it with you. By the way, now that I'm back in the car, I realized I didn't explain how I'm gonna be doing this. You can tell that this is very rehearsed. Not really. So, yeah, basically I am on the road with my parents actually, and they wanted to travel the whole country and, just check out different national parks and, different scenic places. And they asked if I wanted to go with, and I was like, yeah, if I can still do eBay on the road, then yeah, I'm totally in. They ended up buying a toy hauler, and where I have all my inventory is actually in the toy hauler part. It's still a work in progress right now. I don't have anything to show for it right now, and my eBay is currently down because of this. I'm getting it all set up, and it will be set up for us to be able to travel the country, go to thrift stores, go to garage sales, all over the place. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.